Hey, Natalie girl, can you tell everyone on the camera, is the baby in mommy's belly a girl or a boy?
A girl.
A girl.
It is,
It's
yeah.
a
Oh, we were so
girl.
excited.
I know. I was like, with Natalie, I had this really strong feeling like it's gonna be a girl. And if the ultrasound had said it was a boy, I would have been like, check again, you're wrong. But with this baby, I like didn't really have a super strong feeling, but I kind of thought
Me
a boy.
neither.
And most of you guessed boy too, actually. And most people in our lives guessed boy.
Yeah, everyone at my work was guessing it was a boy.
Our families.
I thought it was a boy.
Yeah. And they said girl, and I just got so excited. Like, it would have been wonderful to have a boy too, but I was like, I get to be a girl, Mom. So we just wanted to take some time to like catch you up on our lives, like real life, and answer some of your questions that you had. So one question was, does Natalie have any idea that she has a sibling on the way? And what does she think about it? Hey, Natalie. I don't know if she'll talk about it right now. She's too fascinated by this SD card case. But usually, most days, she'll reach over and pet my belly and say, my baby, my
Natalie,
baby.
whose baby is this?
Mommy's baby.
Mommy's,
Mommy's baby.
And when the baby comes, do you think she'll cry anytime?
Yes, yes.
What will you do to help her?
Bring me some dog food.
You're going to give her dog food to help her?
I haven't heard that one before.
Usually we have a conversation that involves, wah, will the baby cry? Yes. What will you do? Rock her? Cheerios.
Singing, I think, is referenced.
So Natalie does know. She's very excited, and she's going to be a great big sister. Do you have any name ideas you'd be willing to share with us? Naming is so hard.
Yeah, we didn't really start until we knew the gender of the baby.
Excuse me.
And so we've started a list, but it's we haven't put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
So no, we don't.
It's okay, Natalie. That's
Natalie, chief grip, key grip.
You're okay. What do you think we should name the baby?
Unless
What?
We're not focused on this video, making this video at all.
So with Natalie, like, we didn't name her until a few days after she was born. Like, coming up with a name is so hard. Like, it's just so much pressure.
We really wanted to meet her first.
Yeah.
And Natalie was a late addition to the name list we took to the hospital.
Yeah. We had been thinking Eliana or Eliette or something like that, but then we
She
got
didn't look
there.
like one of those.
No, she didn't. She didn't look like an Ellie to us. So Natalie it was, which is the perfect name for her. So we don't really have a name list yet. The only one we've thought of is Raylyn, but I'm not sure that that's like actually going to be on the list or not. Are you planning to go C-section or natural? And if natural, is your goal epidural or no epidural? Last time, let me tell you, okay, with Natalie, my goal was natural, no epidural. Until 40 hours into my labor.
Are you gonna come sit with Daddy?
I was 40 hours in, and it was really intense. And
Had not slept.
I hadn't slept in 2 days or nights. And I was like, give me that epidural now. And it was amazing. 2 or 3 hours later, she was born, and the birthing process was incredible. Like, the whole thing was very traumatic until the epidural. And I know that's not normal. Most people are not in labor for that long. But the last part on the epidural was amazing. Like, I even got to watch her being born. Like, I had a mirror put there. James caught her, and it was like this, it was like everything slowed down into this beautiful moment. So I definitely want another epidural. But I don't want it too early or it could stall pregnancy. I just want it at the right time.
Yeah.
Stall labor, yeah.
Names that you would never name your child. Ophelia. We were reading that the name Ophelia is coming back.
I know.
Character from Hamlet. Why?
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 You are named
Hopefully
Ophelia.
none of you
I'm
are named
sorry.
Ophelia. If you are, we love you, but we would not name our daughter that.
How does this pregnancy compare with your first physically? I feel like my body is showing that I'm pregnant so much earlier. Like, right now, this is like what I looked like at like 25 weeks last time, and I'm at 21 weeks right now. So I'm definitely showing much earlier. I also had way worse morning sickness this time, which I thought it'd be better the second time around, but it was really, really bad this time. For the first couple months, I like could hardly stand up without throwing up, and I would throw up like up to 5 times a day, even with being bedridden. And I had to have 24/7 help with Natalie because I wasn't well enough to take care of her. It was pretty intense. So this time was a lot worse. But again, like, this isn't to scare you guys from being pregnant. I have a lot of friends whose pregnancies were like amazing and they loved being pregnant and they didn't have any issues. So I think it's just like abnormal. Like, everyone's body handles pregnancy differently, and mine just like, it's just been hard on my body for some reason. It wasn't for my mom, and it wasn't super bad for my sister either, so I don't know why I'm the lucky one. Someone says, I'll let you answer this first. Someone says, how to grieve a miscarriage, and do you know anyone who has had one?
Yeah, well, we had one before Natalie, and it was very, very difficult. It was about 3 years ago, just a little over 3 years ago.
September of 2017, right? Yeah.
Did you find
some stickers?
Yeah, and it was definitely a grieving process. It wasn't something that that was the same all the time. It was something that took, you know, I think at least several months. That it was very much top of mind for us, and
then there'd
talking
be like
about it and praying about it.
Moments of these waves of grief. And like, I remember being 5 months pregnant with Natalie and going to a baby shower for a friend whose baby was due at the same time as the baby we had miscarried. And I remember just like coming home and sitting on the kitchen floor and bawling my eyes out, just thinking about the baby that would have been born at that same time. That heart one? I think like having Natalie has helped me a lot personally with that grieving process, but it's definitely, you never forget that child. And I have a couple of videos about that I'll link down in the description. Let's see. Sex during pregnancy. What's the difference?
Not as often. Yeah, with Tiffany being so tired, it's really hard for her to feel like, oh, I have the energy to enjoy sex.
Right. And by the end of the day, like, James is home, Natalie's in bed, it's 8 p.m., like, there's no way I'm doing anything but like laying on the couch and like watching a TV show.
Most nights the most romantic thing that we do is just hang out and watch TV together.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, yeah, we do enjoy it. Sex is very much like a middle of the day during her nap time thing now. That's the only time of day I'm gonna have energy. But a great thing to do is get away for the weekend, which we did, and leave your child with the grandparents.
That was fun.
And then you'll have more sex.
Well, and it's also just really special to be together without having to keep an eye on Natalie all the time and wonder, all right, is she about to get into something?
Right. How bad is giving birth? I'm terrified. I was terrified too. It really just depends on the person. Like, everyone is so different and every baby is so different. Every birth is different.
Yeah. I think it's a difficult experience. And I know you've told me, I haven't forgotten the pain.
Oh no.
But it leads to something very special.
It does. And that moment, again, with the epidural of like actually pushing her out was like one of the most special moments of my life. Do you need help, Natalie?
Yeah? Can Daddy help you get on your stool? Feel free to keep filming.
Okay.
Hey, sweetheart.
She got an art table for her birthday that comes with this stool. One of the best things I would recommend though is taking a birth class. We found these local midwives and they taught this class about every aspect of pregnancy and birth and labor and tools to use to help you, and it was really awesome. And I mean, honestly, if my labor hadn't lasted 44 hours, I probably would have been fine without the epidural.
The blue one?
But just at that point, you're so tired, like 2 all-nighters in a row. I've never done that in my life, and like you're just so tired, like you just can't function anymore. And so the epidural like relaxed my whole body and like made it so much easier of a process. So, and don't feel bad, like don't take that as a failure. I think sometimes we're like, oh my goodness, if it's not natural or if I have an epidural or blah blah blah, I'm a failure. That's not true. The point is having a healthy baby, and so do what you need to do for you and know yourself and be okay with like changing your plan in the moment, because things don't always go as expected. Also, water birth, awesome stuff. Or water labor, I guess. Anytime I could be in the water during the labor process was so much better. So, FYI.
Do you have any strange pregnant wishes or cravings?
You know, I have a lot of aversions, like red meat. Ugh, I just can't even think about it. Bacon, oh my gosh, makes me want to puke. But I ever so often have these random urges. Like the other day I was like, James, I really want Swedish fish tonight as like a dessert. And he is so sweet. He's like, okay, there's a store like 2 minutes down the road. He like went and got me some. They were so good. I'll probably never eat them again for 5 more years, but in the moment they were just what I needed.
Yeah, early on there was a little bit of a Taco Bell phase.
True.
I'm not a Taco Bell lover. I'm actually a Taco Bell hater. But I put aside my hatred of that fake Mexican food.
That's how I knew he
Went
loved me.
to buy some
He
through the
bought me Taco
drive-thru.
Bell. Then I told him I want McDonald's next, which I didn't, but McDonald's is like the top of his hate list. So he was like, I'm not doing that. Is it hard to commit to other responsibilities like church, work, or friends when you have a child? Depends on the age of the child. There are definitely ages when, yeah, like with a newborn, like you are in your own bubble and like, I don't know.
It's totally fine.
And normal, yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely less involved than probably we would be or might be in other phases of life.
Right.
But it's so, like, these are just such informative years for Natalie, and it's so important for us to spend time together. She wants to eat some fish sticks.
We can have some fish sticks in a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Are you getting hungry? Yeah. And it's so special to like be together as a family. Like you'll never get that time back.
Yeah.
So I don't. Some food.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool to do basically nothing every weekend and still have a good time. Like in the pre-Natalie era, if we did basically nothing and went basically nowhere, we'd be like, oh, our life is so tough. What's going on? We can't go to brunch.
I feel like we do a lot of fun things going places. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like,
Some. Do you want a snack? Would you like?
Here.
Would you like an apple?
A sack.
A snack? Would you like pretzels? What about strawberries?
Yeah.
Frozen strawberries?
This was strawberries.
Yeah, the strawberries. And should we also have crackers?
Different strawberries.
Different strawberries, not the frozen ones.
Some peaches.
Peaches.
yeah, we've had a couple requests for peaches this morning.
Look
Wow.
it.
We haven't had peaches in weeks.
I know I have a little zit there. She hides all my imperfections.
Oh no.
Except that she thinks you're perfect.
Oh no.
It's true. Would you like blueberries? Or banana?
Boobies
Blueberries?
make my hands blue.
They do make
They
your
would
hands
make your
blue.
hands blue, yes.
What do they do to your tongue? They make it purple.
Make my hands purple.
Make your hands purple too. Would you like some blueberries?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one for you, James.
Big
Okay.
one.
A big one. Oh, does James find your pregnant body hot?
Oh, I think so. I think she looks really hot. She doesn't think so, unfortunately.
He does tell
Tiffany
me that all
sometimes
the
is
time.
very, very tough on herself.
Also, like, anytime you have these expectations that you didn't even realize were there and then they don't come true, it's really hard for me to deal with that. And I have a lot of those. So, like, I really just thought I'd look a certain way when I was pregnant, and I don't look that way. And I can't change that. Like, I don't have control over that. It just is how my body responds to pregnancy. And so, like,
Make my hands purple.
it did.
You
Look
did.
at it. It's making your hands purple. Are you making my nose purple? Yummy. But James is always like, you look so hot, sweetie. I love that outfit. Your belly bump looks so good today. And that's really helpful.
Someone says, can you drink coffee? I've been drinking enough coffee for both of us. Tiffany, I think it's the acidity.
It really
Yeah.
bothers my heartburn.
Yeah.
So I
No
don't
coffee
drink it much
for
in
you,
normal
yeah.
life either. But James is obsessed. He's a coffee fanatic.
So much.
So thanks guys for your questions and for celebrating with us the baby girl number 2 that's coming.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Bye. Natalie,
Can we wave bye?
Bye.